I want to talk to you about SiteGround. And when we talk about SiteGround, of course, we're speaking about web hosting. And the question is this web hosting platform really worth it or not? Let me give you the overview here. So when you think about SiteGround, I want you to think about a great performer when it comes to uptime. They are also great when it comes to customer support. So we actually love that a lot. And but if you're looking for, let's say, dedicated VPS or Windows servers, it's just a lot better to look elsewhere. I mean, SiteGround can do a lot better, but yeah, on those categories, they don't do really that well. But when you think about SiteGround, I want you to think about a feature-rich web hosting service that can actually take care of all other projects for you, but not for a dedicated VPS and Windows server. And I want to quickly talk about the pros and cons so we have a clear idea what we are actually speaking about. First of all, the pros. You have great uptime in all our evaluations, monthly and annual hosting plans. You have free SSL certificate with all plans, so this is kind of cool. You have many useful free services included, and the service actually lets customers choose server locations, which is really great in terms of scalability. And they do have excellent customer service. And and what we love about SiteGround is that they've been around for so many years now, so they become sort of some kind of a quote unquote a staple in the industry, which is a good thing when you really think about it. Because when it comes to web hosting, you want to have stability, and you also want to have scalability. Okay, so let's talk about the cons here. As of right now, SiteGround doesn't have a dedicated VPS and Windows server options. So if you are looking for something in this trifecta, it's just better to look elsewhere. And they actually offer you a relatively low storage, I would say, metric, if you will. So there are many variables to consider when you are selecting a web hosting service. For example, there are features that appeal to a general customer base, such as pricing and storage, as well as storage that are, let's say, not storage, features that are more business focused, such as e-commerce and server location. And SiteGround addresses all of these issues and does so really, really well. It offers a decent number of hosting types, lots of performance enhancing tools, and excellent customer service at a reasonable price. The only thing is they do not have VPS dedicated and Windows servers, okay? But overall, this is a quality web hosting service for both individuals and small businesses. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. You are going to enjoy today's conversation. I want to talk to you about pricing. I want you to look on the screen here. You can see what the numbers are for SiteGround. So you have the startup, the grow big, what they call grow big, and then the go gig. So it's one of those things where you have to see what really works for you. So when we talk about the SiteGround, you are having a constellation of pricing and capabilities. So you have the SiteGround startup. So this is the entry level plan. And this is packed with this plan is packed with features in addition to the basics. You get one website, 10 gigabyte of disk space, and data transfer is unmetered. So we love that a lot. And even though it is unmetered, it allows up to about 10,000 site visits per month. You get a domain name free for the first year and $20 per year thereafter. And you also have a free SSL certificate. And SiteGround provides free daily backups, use of a CDN for free, and as many professional emails as you need. So this is kind of cool. The cPanel is simple to use and includes one-click installs of WordPress and other CMS. There is also a 30-day money-back guarantee with this plan, and it includes 24/7 support via tickets, phone, or live chat. So this is kind of cool. So you have the startup, and then you have the next sort of plan is the grow big. So SiteGround's Grow Big plan is a great pick for small businesses with multiple websites because it doesn't limit how many websites you can create and host, and you get 20 gigabyte of disk space, and your unmetered bandwidth translates to about 100,000 site visitors per month, and you get all the same extras as in the startup plan. New features include on-demand backup, which allows you to create up to 5 manual backups of your websites, a staging environment for developers, and 30% faster PHP, which really affects your page load speed when you really think about it. And then you have the SiteGround Go Geek. The Go Geek plan includes everything in the other two shared hosting plans, but SiteGround increases your disk space to 40 gigabyte and unmetered bandwidth, allows you for around 400,000 site visits per month. Additional perks include Git integration for site developers, white labeling of your account, helpful for agencies selling sites and site design, a private DNS to brand your name servers so it looks like you own the whole server, and priority support, which puts you at the front of the line for support issues. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about SiteGround Web Hosting. I want to talk to you about the specs here. So when we think about SiteGround, what kind of specs should you be thinking about? Well, you have shared web hosting. So if you are interested in low-cost web hosting, shared hosting is a tier you want to investigate. With shared hosting, several websites bunked together on a single server, thus lowering the overall cost. And this is kind of cool to a certain extent, right? Because the multiple sites literally share the server's computing power, which means your site performance could be negatively impacted if another bunkmate has a huge traffic surge from, let's say, a Facebook hit or a Reddit hit. So it's one of those things where SiteGround, like a few other web hosts, lets you choose which data center you want to host your websites. United States in Chicago, Europe, you have Amsterdam, Milan, or let's say Munich. In the Asia Pacific region, you have Singapore. You also have the UK, you have Australia. So if you are concerned with, let's say if you're concerned about data privacy or retention laws, you can choose a European data center. If many of your users are based in Asia, you can choose to have an Asia Pacific data center, or you can just use a default US server. So this is kind of cool, and it's one of those things where you have to see what really works for you. Now, with SiteGround, you do have cloud hosting, but not VPS. SiteGround no longer has VPS hosting, but boasts cloud hosting and the Linux-based platform, which draws resources from multiple servers, is actually designed to auto-scale with traffic surges so that your site won't go down due to a lack of power. Okay, and the cloud hosting plans start at about $80 per month for 4 gigabyte of RAM, 40 gigabyte of storage, and 5 terabyte of monthly data transfers, and max out at $240 per month for 10 gigabyte of RAM, 120 gigabyte of storage, and 5 terabyte of monthly data transfers. And there's lots of room to grow. Actually, you can also customize your cloud hosting plan should you need more power. It really depends on what you're looking for. And SiteGround also include a free 1-year SSL certificate, and their cloud hosting plans, as well as their shared Grow Geek packages. Actually, they have a cool collaborative feature that lets users who don't need access to a site's management tool to upload and create content. So this is kind of cool. I want to talk to you about the fact that you don't have web hosting. So SiteGround also lacks a dedicated hosting tier. So if you are looking for this type of a hosting, it's just better to go with other players, Bluehost, AccuWeb, Hostinger, and so on and so forth. Okay, this is kind of cool. And in terms of WordPress web hosting, you can have that through SiteGround, not a problem. Okay, and in fact, SiteGround oversees your installation with optimized managed WordPress hosting, a service that grants your website enhanced security, automated daily backups. You have page caching, staging, and automatic content management system updates. It also offers one-click installation and a free account transfer. And SiteGround no longer offers a free domain name, but it offers substantial discounts for registration, so we love that a lot. The plans are similar to the company's shared hosting plans in regards to price. Your options are to sign up for 1 or 2 or 3 year contracts. So this is kind of cool. And SiteGround also offers numerous free WordPress themes. And so they also have many useful in-house tools for building your website, your WordPress website. You have a WP Migrator, SG Optimizer, and Super Cacher. So this is kind of cool. And you have possibilities here, so to speak. You also have a revamped reseller web hosting model. So it's one of those things where they're constantly sort of changing their business model. I'm talking here about SiteGround. So like right now, SiteGround no longer offers a standalone reseller hosting packages. Instead, the company lets GoGeek and cloud hosting subscribers give clients access to their site management tools using the client white label option. In addition, Cloud Plans let users create custom hosting packages for each client depending on the needed resources. And the reseller handles the hosting support and billing and charges clients. So if you are looking for a more robust reseller offering, HostWinds, for instance, Hostinger, also Bluehost, those can help you go the extra mile with more generous specs in a variety of server categories. Okay, so this is kind of cool. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about SiteGround Web Hosting. The big question is this web hosting service worth it or not? Let me talk to you about the value added here. So when we think about SiteGround, what kind of value can this player add to your system? Now, in terms of ease of use, fantastic. Okay, the UX there is kind of high, it's kind of high there, and so SiteGround actually is constantly increasing their capabilities here. So the setup process is pretty straightforward, nothing complicated. So if you gotta really choose what hosting type you need: WordPress, WooCommerce, cloud, or reseller. Okay, and so it's pretty straightforward. In terms of the control panel, things are pretty straightforward here as well. And so SiteGround has ditched cPanel, which the company used up until 2020 before COVID started. And what they did was they actually replaced it with Site Tools. So it is actually an in-house developed hosting control panel, a modern and functional option that's easy to use, even if you have never seen any control panel before. So this is kind of cool. So you can reach site tools from the management area of each individual website. So this is kind of cool. And so you have a constellation of features within that the control panel. You are speaking about Site Builder. You have CDN, you have Site Scanner, you have SSL, and then you have dedicated IP. So this is kind of cool. You also have a SiteGround for WordPress. This is another possibility, another level of possibility here. So WordPress installation on SiteGround doesn't require much effort or prior knowledge for that matter. This provider will simply guide you through the needed steps. All you need to do is find WordPress installation in the main dashboard. And alternatively, you can click on websites, new website in the main menu. So you have possibilities there. You can also choose to migrate an existing website to SiteGround, not a problem. It's a free and convenient option. The host has its own WP Migrator plugin to help you smoothly change your hosting provider. In all other cases, simply choose a wanted app, WordPress, or let's say WordPress together with WooCommerce. So you have possibilities there. So after that, all you need to do is to simply fill in the information such as your email address and password, and you really, everything is done for you, not a problem. So the entire process is effortless. You have the ability here to get things done properly. Fantastic. Let me talk to you about some essential features here. So when we talk about SiteGround, you do have a couple of things to really think about. You have SSL certificate, email hosting, and SiteGround staging. This is kind of cool. Now, one of the tools that we love with SiteGround is the SSL certificate, which you need to have. But the thing is, you need to activate it yourself. And but it is really good, but it is really easy also. The creating a professional email address with SiteGround is just as easy as creating a new website, if not easier. All you need to do is think of a name for your mailbox and generate a secure password. You can create as many email accounts with SiteGround as you wish, even with the entry plane. To do that, simply go to the email account section in your site's tool management panel. Okay. Now, the only thing is that SiteGround limits your mailbox to 512 megabytes, let's say by default, but you are free to change it anytime you want. Just press those three little dots by your email. Okay, and so in terms of performance, well, we were really impressed and really positively impressed with SiteGround speed, uptime, and stress testing. So this is really cool in terms of so we actually used several combinations like server location choice, newest technology, and software optimizations, in-house speed calculations, in-house speed solutions. Also, you also have the super cacher and SG optimizer. So those are actually elements that really in the end help you optimize your website. And we love the fact that when you think about SiteGround, we actually were pretty impressed with 99.99% uptime. This is fantastic. And so it's one of those things where you have to see what really works for you. But overall, we were really impressed. And also in terms of security, fantastic. I mean, SiteGround has multiple safety features designed to protect each servers as well as websites hosted on them. For example, free SSL comes with every plan to secure your visitors' connections or daily backups so you can restore your site if anything happens, okay? And there are more security features available with your SiteGround subscription. So you have a real-time monitoring system. This is really cool. A custom web application firewall. So SiteGround adds new rules every year, hundreds of them. So this helps to protect from emerging application vulnerabilities. They have an AI anti-bot system, so designed to block millions of threats daily. SiteGround security plugin. You have a free native CDN setup. You have a daily automated backups. This is kind of cool. And so the backups are distributed and stored in different data centers for increased redundancy and security. So even if one copy is damaged, there is a perfectly good backup still available. So this is kind of cool. I want to talk to you about the extras here. So the thing is that setting up a website is pretty straightforward in SiteGround. SiteGround leverages Weebly as its website builder of choice. It's a great move because Weebly lets you actually make attractive web pages without sacrificing much of your time. So Weebly actually makes it very easy to add test images and videos to your test pages. This is kind of cool. You also have e-commerce and SSL. So this is another area where SiteGround really does a lot of great sort of inroads. Instead of using Weebly, you can actually set up your e-commerce strategy with using PrestaShop, for instance, CS Card, or Magento. It really depends upon you. The control panel has the icons for these platforms under auto installers, making them easy to find. You can also go to Softaculous to pick one of the 30 or 35 available options, including ZenCards, Showware, OpenCard, and Access, to name a few. So this is kind of great. In terms of security features, you will also love the configuration that you have with SiteGround. And again, we love the fact that they are constantly adding new capabilities. You have excellent uptime. I spoke about the uptime earlier. This is really good. Now, we love the customer service setup also that Optum has. We love that a lot, and they're constantly changing their functionalities. So this is really good. Customer service is great, and this hosting platform is great for beginners, businesses, and beginner businesses as well. So what is our recommendation here? SiteGround. Do we actually recommend SiteGround? Yes. You know, SiteGround offers strong uptime and customer support, though you'll need to look elsewhere for dedicated VPS or Windows servers. And so SiteGround is a good company in terms of a hosting company, great company. It comes with a lot of useful resources, a lot of useful features like caching, in-house developed security tools, and its performance is one of the best we've ever seen. Okay. And in terms of affordability, you will love it too. I mean, you're not going to really spend too much like on other platforms such as Liquid Web, for instance, as long as you are willing to sacrifice what I told you earlier about those categories of hosting that they do not provide as of now. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. Let's quickly recap today's conversation. So I gave you a SiteGround web hosting review. I gave you the overview, the pricing, the specs, the value added, the extras, and our recommendation. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.